Okay, look, what is going on?
Well, today we're going to do nutritional mythbusters. So I have some of the top health myths or nutritional myths out there, and we're going to go through them. Nutrition.
Okay.
That's when you eat good food. It's called nutrition.
Oh, this is a new concept to us.
You should try it sometime.
Okay, Doc.
We were just talking about boudin and donuts, so we need this today.
All right, good. So much of what we believe about food is really actually just hearsay. And it's almost like there's this game of nutritional gossip that gets handed down from television to or from newspapers to television to mom and then to you and then on and then with marketers confusing the message in between the whole time. So I wanted to do a show today on some of the biggest nutritional myths out there and try to dispel some of the things that people may have been hearing about for years and years, and I think people will find it interesting. And the first one is that kale is our healthiest green. You know, everybody thinks that kale is kind of the number one health food on the planet. And kale is good for you, but ranking kale as our healthiest green is just one of those many kind of word-of-the-mouth myths that cause people to think that healthy food costs a ton of money because kale is expensive. The reason it's expensive is because they're taking advantage of this myth that they're the healthiest green out there. Mm-hmm. A 2014 study by Williams-Patterson University ranked fruits and vegetables by their nutrient content. And they based that on levels of 17 different nutrients that have been linked for improved health. And get this, 16 of the top 17 were leafy green vegetables. Now, I mean, if that doesn't tell you how important it is to eat your leafy green vegetables, I mean, 16 out of the top 17.
Mom always said, eat your vegetables.
Yeah, and especially the leafy green ones. And they pack the most nutrients per calorie. Now, number 17 was red bell peppers, but 16 of the top 17 were leafy green vegetables. But kale didn't even make the top 10. Wow. In fact, simple spinach and romaine lettuce beat kale out of the healthiest greens.
Wow. Lettuce did?
Romaine lettuce.
Romaine.
Not iceberg lettuce. Yeah,
okay.
Romaine lettuce, yeah. And as did parsley and chives. So even the stuff you normally throw away, like the greens that come on top of beets, are more nutritious. So it doesn't matter.
Ooh, don't you love beets? I love beets.
I'm not a big beets person.
Oh, I love beets.
They're great for you, though. So just get a leafy green vegetable that you like, eat it often, eat it daily in large amounts, and you'll be fine. Romaine lettuce, spinach, it doesn't have to be kale, and you don't have to spend a ton of money for it. So just eat your leafy greens, and you will be fine. Now, the second myth that everyone believes is that artificial sweeteners help keep you slim. See a lot of people drinking diet drinks, putting artificial sweeteners in things, and the obesity research community has become increasingly aware that artificial sweeteners used in things like soft drinks, tea, candy, and many other foods, especially the aspartame and sucralose, for instance, lead to hard-to-control food urges later in the day. And so they did some brain research on this, and one study at Purdue discovered that rats that took in more calories if they were fed diet drinks. Mm. So they started looking at this, and they found that consuming just 3 diet sodas per week, those people consume 40% more. They're 40% more likely to be obese by drinking diet drinks.
Holy crap.
Right. And so what they think it does is that it sort of tricks your brain into not linking sweet taste with energy value. And so doesn't it also, like aspartame and everything, doesn't it also have a link to depression? There's no actual direct link. There's a lot of sort of indications or leaning that way, but there hasn't been any direct cause yet on that. But there's a lot of people looking at it. But so drinking these drinks may disassociate your body's sweetness cue with your satisfaction cue, and leading you to overeat and eat more and more and more. So, diet and regular soda drinkers alike, it's really time to kind of kick that habit. Especially the aspartame, sucralose. Those things are.
Sucralose would be like Splenda.
It's another sweetener.
Yeah,
correct. Now, number 3 is yogurt is good for the bacteria in your belly. And some yogurts do contain beneficial bacteria that can help your digestive system and help the bacteria in your gut. But you need to look for the yogurts that say live active cultures. Most yogurts are so high in sugar and chemicals that they do more harm to your gut bacteria than they do actual benefit. And some of them have very little yogurt at all actually in them, and just enough so that they can put yogurt on the front of it. So
isn't it sad? That's just sad.
It is. So simply taking probiotics makes much more sense than scarfing down a sugary yogurt daily. So you can buy probiotics at any health food store and start taking those in a capsule form, and they're much more effective, much more potent.
And you have to take them on an empty stomach, or you're just wasting your time.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah. Now, many times when I talk to my weight loss clients, and they'll say things like, "Well, I eat a healthy breakfast. I have yogurt and a banana every morning," and they think that they're doing eating so good, but. I mean, they might have well had a cold drink and a candy bar. It's just loading their body up with insulin.
I used to think I did great drinking a big glass of orange juice in the morning.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's an insulin. I mean, that will spike your insulin like crazy, those kind of things. So.
See, I'm hypoglycemic. Remember that morning that you were in here and I had an orange?
Yeah.
And thinking that was so wonderful, right off the tree. And it spiked me, and then it crashed, and then we had to go to a commercial break really quick. I almost passed out and everything. Remember that?
I do.
And you know what? By the way, I'm still mad at you because this is a doctor standing right across the 3 feet from me, and he did nothing.
I had a show to do over here.
I did nothing.
No, I believe.
No, he just looked at me pass out. All these people rushed in to do something, and Dr. Kevin just
kept on talking.
Well, I think you told him to do something or eat something, or you told him what to do, and then just went on about your business.
But that's just like a doctor. Just do this, and it'll work. And left the rest up to me. But you knew I would bounce back. So I'm just really picking on you.
And if I would have seen your chest stop breathing, then I might have came over. After I finished my thought, then I would have came over. I was
almost on the floor, passed out from hypoglycemia, and he just sat in his chair. He never left that microphone. I don't think he didn't even take his headphones off.
Yeah, he'll be good.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Well, after break. We'll go ahead and cut to break, and then when we get back, I have one that I think everyone will want to know about. Very, very surprising one. A myth buster when we get back.
Can't wait.